Fucking Fez.
Hello.
I wish we could have captured that live.
So bummed out that y'all missed it. God damn it. Holy shit. So before we went live, Mary finally saw that I put a Fez on top of her.
I go to pull it up.
I
go to pull it up because I'm like, oh, I'm gonna, pop it into my Discord, make sure that everybody can see it or whatever. And I go and I'm plugging it in, clicky clacky, and it shows up, and I see it on the list, and there it is, and I'm like, I first see like oh yay, she is the thumbnail, yeah, and then there's that fucking Fez on my head, and I lost my shit.
No, I walk in on it when I got backstage, and Mary is just freaking going off, and Eris is just cracking up, and I'm like, I want to know what the joke is so I can laugh.
It basically was that scene from Community where the guy walks in with the pizzas and everything's on fire. That was And yes, I decided to wear this. Yeah.
Oh my god, what the fuck, Eris? I didn't even see that until now. What the fucking fuck?
Me too.
There's no place I can run to anymore. No safe haven, no place of a respite. Just fucking Fezes everywhere I turn.
Oh, you better be nice, because I might go into Photoshop real quick while we're doing the show and throw a Fez up right beside you, because
you have no power here. That's not
now
true.
I'm tempted. Now I'm tempted to do it. I am very tempted to do it. So it's gonna happen. You won't see it coming. You might see it coming because I'm on camera. All of a sudden, there's gonna be a Fez beside you.
This is
and you're not gonna know what to do with yourself.
I know exactly what to do with myself. Where's the rope?
The rope? It's made out of Fez. It's connected to the Fez, actually.
You can't put me in a Fez. You can't.
I did.
No.
I made it purple because you said I might do it if it's purple. Okay.
Was I high? Was I drunk?
I swear there's a clip out there of you saying that last time or the time before. I swear that's what's happening.
Pixar didn't happen.
It would be video.
Flipster didn't happen.
You want me to take a picture of you saying that?
Just to double check, I'm gonna go into my YouTube stuff right now and private the last Babedom Menace.
Oh, the last Babedom Menace was on Alora's channel, so you can't do that.
Okay, so let me just text Alora here real quick now.
And you have made me. I did it.
If you love me, you'll private the last Babedom Menace.
Yes. See how long it takes for her to notice. Hello, everyone. Hello. Yes. Hello. It's me. It's Eris. And y'all have found my channel. So all the times I have given y'all instructions on how to get to my channel, you found it.
It was like a scavenger hunt.
Well done. You figured it out. I'm proud of y'all. Good job. You get 2 thumbs up from me. Well done. All right. Fun little thing. So 2 things. 2 very important things. Yes, I did dye my hair. It is back to its glorious black color that everyone loves. And 2, if you go to my description, you will notice I now have a tip jar.
Yay!
So
we have been after her butt for the last several streams.
Where's your tip jar? Jar? I'm not monetized. Screw that. Where's your tip jar?
These women have wanted to pay me money so bad. Wanted all of y'all to pay me money so bad that I went against my will and gave y'all a way to pay me money. So, and 2 people have found it. So 2 people have found it. Loki is the first person. He tipped $5 yesterday. And it says about time. That's all it says.
So we're on the
same
page.
About time.
At least we're on the same page at this point.
He has tried to get me to make it, and he said, I see how it is. You have to get your girls to tell you how to do it. Instead, you're not going to listen to me. And I was just like, yeah.
Hoes before bros.
Exactly. Exactly. And also, I'm guessing, Matt G, Mayor McCheese, tipped $3 and said, like, OMG, these lovely ladies need honorary wrenches. Like, seriously.
Oh my god, guys.
So, thank you. I don't have a
Absolutely.
goal or anything. I was going to do some clips, but I didn't have time because, life, work, stuff, sleep, food,
I hear
eating
ya.
occasionally.
This tip jar is gonna give me a fucking seizure. What the hell did I just see?
Yes, I was so proud of it. That's just like, wow. You're mesmerized by the Fez Cat. Yay.
Did it work? I think
Yes,
it worked.
It did, but it doesn't tell me, so I have to look.
You'll have
It
to check
automatically updates. Nice. $2 from Mary. Pose before bros. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh, Laura says she loves me more than you guys. That's a lie. That was a lie.
I think that's fake.
Fake news.
I think that's fake news. I think
That was
that's
fake
real.
news.
I don't think that's real. But hello. Hello, everyone. Yes, the tip jar resides in the Fez dimension. It does.
Do what?
The chip jar resides in the Fez dimension. That's what Trey said.
That's not a, what the fuck? Is that
There's
where
a-
I just went?
There's a Fez
that where I just
dimension.
went?
Oh, I gotta check this out.
I don't like
It's
this.
Mary's personal health. It's literally just Fez.
It's the ninth circle of hell.
It's just literally just like it has like a little door and it says for Mary Mayhem and it's just fezzes everywhere. Like
gotta
everything's made of
find a way.
fezzes.
I'm gonna find a way to incorporate that into my comic book.
You have a villain that's like Fez Man or Fez Woman. It's just yes. Thank you.
I like
Thank
that.
you, everyone. Yay! I never really considered like making money on this platform, but these two women, along with Mandy and Laura, all bullied me. So
Yeah, we did. And you kind of have to blame Loki partially for it too, because I didn't know what a tip jar was until I was watching Loki's streams like months ago. And I'm like, what super chat? I didn't see super chat come up. Oh, tip jar.
The tip jar, honestly,
I know, right?
it's better to use the tip jar, at least for the content creators, because
Mhm.
they receive a larger sum of it. Like
Yes.
YouTube will take 30% of, and it's more convenient. I totally get that. And I think that should be an option and that should be there and available. But for content creators who are, like trying to get the majority of the money and presumably when people, when they do send a super chat or a super sticker or whatever, the goal is to get that money to the creator, right? Presumably they want that to go to the creator. YouTube receives less. YouTube doesn't receive any, and the content creator gets all. Did they get all of it on the tip jar, or did they just get like?
You get all of it. That's why
And you get it
I
immediately.
tip my tip jar every video, every stream, because you just get all of it.
I'm gonna start doing that.
And I forgot to put my name on the freaking. So yeah, I'm anonymous. Yeah,
You're
for some
the
reason.
anonymous?
Yeah,
Oh
I'm
my
the
God.
anonymous. I did not want to be anonymous, but dang it,
You're a
finger
ghost. Oh
slipped
my
and I hit the
goodness.
wrong thing. But you got the money, so that's important.
Let's see. Sorry,
Should we tell everybody that Mandy is gonna try to be here? Like, should we give the excuses for the girls?
Yes, we
Yes.
should, because it's so Mandy.
Mandy forgot
She
stuff.
dropped the news. That's so Mandy.
Mandy, like 30 minutes ago, was like, "Hey, I have other thing. I might be there. Bye."
Well, before that, she was like, I know this is unexpected of me, right? I know normally I'm way better than this, but guys, I forgot what time this is happening. It was like, this is an every Wednesday thing at 5:00 now, with the only exception being on my Wednesdays it's at 9 instead.
Yes.
And so I love Mandy. We just got to give her time for the repetition to get in. And so she wanted to know what time it was. And when we were like, okay, so it's gonna be at 5, and she was like, I'm gonna have to be like, I'm gonna try, but I might be really, really late if I make it at all, because she's doing some stuffy stuff. So, no.
totally expecting her to like 5 minutes, like we're doing our closeout, and she just like drives by.
Scruffing.
Yeah, and it's just like, hi everyone, and then we just cut.
Yeah, that'd be. I can see her now. Closing up now, like, I shouldn't have forgotten.
If we're near the 2 hour mark, if we're anywhere near that 2 hour mark when she gets here, just to fuck with her, even if you're not ready to end yet, right? Like just to fuck with her, have the outro ready, and as soon as she gets in, all right, guys, thanks for coming, and hit the button, and then have it play like halfway through before you take it. I'm like, ah, and she's watching her throw a fit. It'll be great.
Yeah, no, I'm. We're definitely gonna do that now. No, all of y'all behave yourselves. Don't give away our secrets.
Yes.
No.
Be good, chat.
Yes.
Be good.
And a few more before I get into what the nonsense that we're gonna get into, because I got some amazing things to bring up today. Trace tipped $5. Thank you. Eris uses Apple of Strife. It's super effective. Twitter's mad at everything. I actually am not active on Twitter very much. I used to. It's like built for my ADD to suck me in and just never let me go. It's literally like a drug. I'm not kidding. It's like it's the worst thing. But I've apparently already made someone mad on YouTube because for some reason someone's already disliked the video. But thank you for contributing. Girl. I do put on my descriptions, leave a like or a dislike because YouTube doesn't actually care because you're interacting with it. So
right. Oh, girl, that's I wear that shit like a badge of honor. When
I
piss someone off.
Yeah,
whenever I piss someone off, I sit there and I like peacock a little bit. Like I'll strut around the room, like like a rooster, like a chick.
Peacocking like a rooster, yes.
Like whatever, like with my little waddle hanging down, and I'll strut around the room a little bit and be like, oh yeah.
You know what I do, like from the Chappelle show, the player haters ball skit. Every time I see that dislike, I hear in my head, the haters have arrived.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Thank you for the interaction. I sure do appreciate it.
Exactly. It's like who doesn't care? You're interacting.
Saw your video earlier, Lorena. Your House of Dragon video.
Yeah.
And I didn't know you were Team Targaryen. I'm Team Targaryen.
Really?
Are y'all also Team Targaryen?
You know what, Eris?
I love the Targaryen.
Clapping. Can go sit with the fucking Fez. Having a moment here.
We're having a freaking moment here.
I will bust forth with my Fez and ruin it.
This is bullshit. No, I was super excited. I didn't know you were Team Targaryen. Everybody I talked to was Team Stark or Jon or whatever. They wanted Jon to be the king or whatever.
The dragons. Yes.
Exactly. That dragon came out. I was like, oh
yes,
yes, Dracarys. Yes, bitch, burn it down.
I was always on Dany's side. I always wanted to see her be the queen. It pissed me off what they did in season 8, and I'm so pumped for this show.
I got a shirt. So I got into Drain of Thrones like a few years before season 8. And I got this shirt from, I think it was Hot Topic. And it said Targaryen for King's Landing with like the 3-headed dragon in the middle. And when season 8 happened, I was like, well, what do I do with this thing now? She burned it down. What do I do with this thing? She literally set it on fire.
There's nothing to rule. She's burnt that chair. That's one of the things that pissed me off was that they burnt the fucking chair, right? Like I get it. Wanted to break the wheel, and I guess that did break the wheel in its own way or whatever. But like, damn it, man. I really wanted her. If she was gonna lose her shit, which I wasn't opposed to, they needed to do it better, right? Like they needed to do that slow fade.
Yeah, you want to see the
Yeah.
slow descent into madness. It's like you
Yeah.
heard stories about the Mad King, and it's kind of
Mhm.
like you wanted to see what would
Mhm.
happen, that gradual transformation into that. And we didn't freaking get it. We were robbed.
Nah,
I
her
know.
girl fucking took a swan dive.
I know.
And the
What
bells
the
were tolling, and she just went snapped. And it was like, oh, okay.
The idea that she could ever be as cruel as her brother without because I hated her fucking brother, right? Like
Oh,
he was
God,
a
her
piece
brother
of
was an
shit.
asshole.
Oh,
Bro.
yeah.
She
deserved it.
turned out to be just as callous, and she didn't even feel crazy. She just felt spiteful. You know,
Yeah.
she just felt like an asshole. Like
Mhm.
she felt like an asshole, like her brother. She didn't feel crazy.
Mhm.
They didn't set it up properly. She just felt like she'd always been hiding this evil streak in her. She didn't feel crazy to me. She felt evil, which pissed me off.
No, yeah, 1000%. And oh my God, so many people. Humans, what are you doing? Oh, and Fox. Sorry, Josh. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to assume your species. Lorena sent me $2. Yay, finally got a tip jar. Yes. After being bullied mercilessly.
Yep.
We beat her with our breasts.
Mhm.
We boulder holder beat her.
First, you forced me to become a breeder on shenanigans, and now you're trying to beat me with your boots. Mary, do we need to have a chit chat?
No. I'm comfortable with my madness. We didn't tell Lorena. She was on shenanigans last week.
Fucking
and
killed me.
I took her into the apocalypse scenario with me because I was like, okay, so because you can only pick two other people, I picked Andrew and I picked Eris, and I was like, so we're gonna have to be the breeders, right, of this program
I gotta sign that role.
repopulate the world. But then the gray goo was gonna have to kill us, right? So I sacrificed her to the gray goo, and I just Sparta kicked her out of the spaceship.
You said Sparta kicked.
She did. She fucking nuked me out of the spaceship and left me to die, and I was very angry about that. In fact, that anger lasted for the rest of the show. But to be fair, I threw the first punch by calling you a loser.
Well, that was funny though. That was funny as shit. I was the person with the least amount of points. I had no points in the first game, and I was bitching about it. And she was like, "You loser!" So I lost my shit on that one. That was fucking hilarious.
But by the end of the game, I was the one with the least amount of points. So what are you gonna do? Don't be. How dare you? How dare you? What do you think this is? Twitch?
Right?
Well,
that's some horse shit.
Also, I ain't gonna do it alone. So these two ladies will have to get on face cam. So anyway, and you're gonna have to tip me a lot more than just that.
Wow, this got really weird. I was the one who made shit weird around here. Nope.
Nah, it's okay. It's all right. And oh my God, the 11th Doctor has tipped me $5. Said, "Oh, Mary, Fezzes are cool. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Number 11 knows shit. Okay, he knows. He knows what's up.
What are cool?
Fezzes. Fezzes are cool.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
Yes, they are. Why are you wearing one of my thumbnail then?
Because you are a psycho. Because you have violated my sanctity.
Violated your hair.
Because it is the rape of Mary's natural world. This is bullshit. I do not consent. I want a fucking release form. Should there be something I have to sign before you're allowed to do that?
No.
This is horseshit.
I think I killed Spike and Madness. I'm sorry. I think I killed him. I'm sorry, man. Didn't need to do that. Oh my God. And oh yes, Matt D, I did get. Thank you for the $2 one. You didn't have to send another one. I did get. I read the other one. Oh my God, these lovely ladies need honorary wrenches. Yeah, I read that one. Thank you. Thank you for 2.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. And one more, and then we're gonna get into the fucking shit. Holy shit. Actually, there's 2 more. Thank you, Polly. It's $10. Love you, ladies. Thank you, Polly.
Thanks, Polly.
And my lovely co-host, your favorite fox. That's awfully presumptuous, Josh. That you're all of our favorite fox. But I'll let it slide this one time. What does Eris need with a starship? Nothing. I do not need a starship. I just teleport magically wherever I need it. So.
To the Fez realm.
I draw power from the Fez realm, the Fez dimension. I draw power from it, and then I teleport.
This is horse shit.
Using Fezes.
It's absolute horse shit.
Yes. Holy shit. Okay, so this lovely story. Holy fuck. It's like I should be shocked, but I'm not shocked. But I am. Do you understand that feeling? Like when you're shocked, but you're not shocked, but you are shocked.
Yeah.
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 Oh god.
Does this make y'all want to get a Playboy bunny costume?
Yeah, I saw this shit.
Oh god, this is like a traffic accident. You should just keep going, but you gotta just slow down and look at this train wreck.
The thing that pisses me off about this the most, and you guys can correct me if you think I'm coming at this wrong, but hasn't there been like this giant push lately where it's like female empowerment and equality and the right to like take back our status as women, right? Like we're not take back our status, but to prove our status as women, that anything a guy can do, we can do just as well, right? So why the fuck are they now trying to assert that men can do what we do just as good, if not better? Like that's all this fucking looks like to me. Is it's a guy. This is a guy, folks. This is a guy strutting around as a Playboy bunny.
Oh yeah.
This is the Playboy bunny. This is not on Playgirl. This is the Playboy bunny cover.
Mm-hmm.
This is like, who is this supposed to fucking appeal to?
Definitely not to the Playboy audiences we know it. I mean, even when I was a girl, even though we weren't really supposed to know about it, everybody knew what the Playboy bunny was.
Yes.
Yeah, even in the movie Mean Girls, they had like the Playboy bunny outfit, with the ears and the leotard and the puffy tail. Everyone knew that. Why? Because that was like what the sexy Playboy waitresses would wear. So that was like, I want to say, like one of the symbols of female empowerment in a way. And that's traditionally what is offered up by, Playboy magazine before they went completely south. Their clientele wanted to look at hot girl next door looking kind of women. This here, I don't get it. It's like if, say,
what's it supposed
Out
to be?
magazine had somebody flamingly hetero on the front of their cover. That's not their clientele, so that wouldn't make sense to me.
Right. Who the hell is this? Yeah, who the hell is this even aimed at? It's not aimed at ladies, because if it were on like, even then I still wouldn't understand it, but at least the genitalia would line up properly in terms of what people were after, right? Playgirl, if you were to put this on Playgirl, I could at least understand. Men don't go to Playboy magazine to go look at gay men, right? That's not what Playboy is.
No, that's not what they go there for.
No,
men
it's
don't
a straight
pick up
men.
Playboy.
Yes, it's for straight men. It has been, or men who are interested in women for the most part. That's kind of the catering artists that I was going to, or people who want to look at women, if you want to go even further than that. That's what that audience says. It's like, y'all remember when IHOP became IHOB for like 2 weeks?
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like that.
But International House of Breakfast, or wait,
no,
what is that?
Burgers. International House of
What?
Burgers. They became a burger restaurant. They changed everything for like 2 weeks to a month. Oh, it was hilarious. Yeah, no, it was funny. Burger King
losing their crap.
Burger King changed like their shit on Twitter to like Pancake King. Oh, it was funny, but it reminds me of that, where it's like you have this audience that you have built up for years and decades, and then you're just like, yeah, nah, you just
That's
go this
rude.
whole other direction. You're just like,
That's rude. Can I get kind of like weird here for a second?
always, it's
With
beta
this?
meds.
I'm gonna get a little weird here for a second. Okay, so you ladies have put on like the corsets and the outfits that we're talking about here. You guys know what these are like, right?
Right.
Where particularly in the crotch area is what I mean. They
It
ride
rides
up.
a little high.
It rides up, it rides high, and as a female with nothing down there to speak of, it can get a bit uncomfortable, right? Like because it can ride up and it gets up in there a bit, and it's not not made to accommodate for
external software. Yes,
exactly.
And no matter how good of a tuck job you have, it's just no.
Full Buffalo
It's not made
Bill.
for-
Nah.
So let's say let's think about this logistically for a second.
Good
Let's
Lord,
say
oh
that
no.
that putting this costume on accomplished what I can only assume is to be the goal, which is to for you to find yourself embarking on an arousal journey, right? So if that occurs, how is this helpful? Like, I feel like this could only result in a whole lot of pinching and pushing and destroying the mood for everyone involved. This is one of the most impractical things I have ever seen in my life.
Oh my god. I can't.
I mean, that would be more comfortable.
This doesn't make sense on any level. There is no level that this works on, like except some progressive ideology level, right?
Here we go.
Look at
There
this.
we
Seriously.
go.
There you go. Look at that. Okay, so let's say he tucked it really good.
No
The
fucking way.
The minute he did his job, God, those are some ugly ass legs. Oh my God, you can see like the leg crease.
You can see, you can see all kinds of shit that you shouldn't be seeing all up in there.
Shave his underarm. What the hell is going on? What are you looking at?
If you're gonna make me witness this, at least have the decency to shave the man.
Fuck am I looking at?
He doesn't look comfortable. He looks like he's holding his breath. He's like,
take the freaking picture.
If I move, I'm gonna die. No. And this was, if I'm looking, this might be just like a border, but this looks like it's Kodiak. So this kind of looks film-esque.
Did you say Kodiak?
It's not a Kodak. Sorry,
it's not a bear, Eris. That's the other one. That's
no.
Did you just make an insert gay joke?
woman. I you know what? I'm gonna give you 2 Fezes next time. I'm gonna give you two Fezes.
Just gonna start stacking them.
Tell you make me mad. I'm gonna stack them.
You just made a gay bear joke.
I did not intentionally make a gay bear joke.
She did. She called it a Kodiak.
I can't read my native language, apparently. Shut up. I don't even know what my point was. Look what you did.
It's not my
If you're gonna
fault.
do this, wear at least 2 pieces. Yeah, like, do y'all remember when the fucking male rompers thing happened? Do y'all remember that shit?
Oh,
vaguely.
Same thing. Like, some of those guys could pull it off a little bit, but they had feminine looking structures to begin with. But it's like, past that, it's like, okay, so these are clearly made for women. And if you do not have a feminine looking structure, it looks weird. So it's like, okay, well then you're just making feminine looking men wear shit that's made for women. I don't know, is that supposed to impress me or break some barrier that, you know, is supposed to go like, oh my God, you're so stunning and brave. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. This has no excuse for existing, right? This doesn't work on any level. And like let's break this down into the sections of how this could possibly, what the only reasons that you can make this. There are only 4 reasons to make this, and I'll get to the last one, which is the only level that it does work on, even though even that is kind of absurd and stretching it, right? The first reason to make this would be to assume that this would physically or sexually appeal to women, right? Because there's a man and it has a dick, right? And so you assume that for the vast majority of the population, because most people tend to be heterosexual, that this would be made for women, right? Except you can't assume that because he's running around in women's clothes. So that makes that off of the board, right? Like, okay, so women aren't going to want to screw this because this isn't made for them. This is not a man in the sense that women want to go out and look for a strong man who will, do his damn job.
He looks like this dude looks like a 5 mile per hour wind would knock him over.
Right. Then you could say, okay, so well, then maybe this is made, this is put on the Playboy cover, right? So maybe this is meant to impart an idea of a hot, sexy chick to guys. Well, no, because this is a man, right? It has a dick. But it's on Playboy, right? So if it's on Playboy, then you would assume that it would be to engage the heterosexual male audience, but it's not because it has a dick. Well, then maybe it's for the gay demographic, gay males. Well, it's not because it's on Playboy, right? So it's not even meant to reach that demographic because that's not the demographic that typically goes to pick this up. The only other reason is wokeism. That's it.
Yeah,
this doesn't fit any box.
So interesting. I just noticed this. So when they do the back shot, why is he wearing what looks like some kind of like skirt or like cover to cover his butt?
You're not.
That's
like, not how the costume is supposed to look. You're supposed to see your ass cheeks hanging out.
Yes, they're supposed to pop out a little bit, like a too tight, swimsuit. That's kind of the look you're supposed to go for. But apparently, basically seeing his pubic hair a while ago was okay, but seeing his ass was bad. You can't show him, his ass.
Was a bridge too far?
Yes, exactly. It's too bad.
No ass. Maybe he just has pancake ass.
Well, he has no boobs either, but he didn't mind
the vibe.
I know, that's what I'm saying. It's just like,
Look at that. It looks like he's just got some little wobbly flaps hanging down there because he has no ass from the front.
No. Yeah, and look, it's like folded right here. So now I'm thinking there's like he has something underneath to hold it together.
Yeah.
And then put that on it. It's like, okay, so if you have to put on something to keep everything in, all right, in order to then put something else on, you probably should reconsider you putting on the thing. You know what I mean?
I'm sitting over here going, if you have to analyze something this hard just for it to make sense, it's not arousing anybody. You have failed. You have failed in every way possible. This is too I want to put it in a beaker, right? And see if it bubbles. This is like an experiment gone horribly wrong. And I don't understand why anybody said to themselves that this was a good idea, because the majority of your audience is just going to sit here. And if they do look at it for more than 2 seconds, it's only going to be to do what we're doing right now, which is to try to analyze this thing and figure out how the fuck it even works. How does this even function? Scientifically is the only reason anyone would be interested in this.
Exactly.
I want to dissect it a little bit.
Well, this isn't the only thing that I found. This one was actually in our little group chat. I found this today. This is another fun thing that I found. It actually along the exact same lines as this other one.
Please don't tell me that. Please don't tell me that.
Yeah. Yes, girl. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
NBC News. Bretman Rock becomes Playboy's first gay male cover star because apparently, they're going the not Jeffree Star. James Charles route. That's what they're doing, and it's like, well, James Charles, despite all the shit he may or may not have done, actually had a little bit of talent when it came to makeup. So, this guy's talent is apparently being gay.
Wow.
Well done, sir.
Your one and only talent is letting people stick it in your ass. I could have handled that. Like, why are we? I know a lot of people who could have done this exact same, and I got a better spit girl than you, bitch. All I'm saying is that this was altogether unnecessary. Why does his nipple look deformed? Can someone explain to me why his nipple looks like it's leaking? What the fuck is that?
What?
Look at it.
No, I think
What
it's a
is that?
piercing. I think it's a piercing.
Well, then don't shoot it in black and white, you retards. I'm confused.
No, it's for deepness. Okay, you know that things
That's
are only
what
shot in
she
black
said.
and white when it's. It makes sense.
This is
Yeah,
why?
there's like a whole fucking article too that I have up, but I'm kind of like, I feel like this
at
sums
least
it.
this one has managed to master the fuck me stare. Which
And he shaved. He shaved.
And he shaved.
And
He
I think he's
shaved.
got eyelashes on too. I mean, maybe it's just me, but I kind of see that. So
I mean,
I appreciate,
Maybe.
you know, that
He's got
that
a little
part.
tone there on his arms.
Yeah.
A little bit of tone on his arms. He's not like muscular. He's actually overall pretty skinny. Why? Here's my question. Why the fuck is it always a person of color that they stick in these positions? Why is that? What like where are all the little gay white boys? I'm just saying.
No. White people are evil.
Yeah, you can't have those, but it's perfectly okay to get, and I hate that term freaking person of color, because everyone's a person of color and they just
there's no
white is
they just oh god, that just gets on my nerves. But they're very, very happy to do this to minority communities because they really want to diminish masculinity in those communities, because traditionally, you know, there's a separate roles, male roles and female roles. There's some cultures that masculinity is very, very highly praised. And, you know, that's just kind of how it is, because it first started when they started emasculating Black men, and a lot of like straight Black men, you saw, like, instead of, you know, families, you know, even the traditional families, you'd see the traditional Black family on screen. You know, the strong male figure, strong female figure. All of a sudden, that's gone. You don't see that anymore.
This is so destructive. And look, if I were a conspiracy theorist type, and I'm not, right? Like, except for the fact that I'm confident that Fez hats are a move of the Illuminati to try to make me actually go insane. With that one exception, I knew you were a part of the Illuminati. I knew it. If I were a conspiracy theorist, I would say that this is based in racism, that this is a deliberate attempt to do exactly what Lorena was just saying, to emasculate and I use this term ironically because I if they want it used, then fine, fuck them, right? Like, fine, people of color, because if we're gonna go full fucking stupid, let's go full fucking stupid. I think that this is, if I were a conspiracy theorist, I would say that this is a deliberate attempt to emasculate the most vulnerable sections of society who need their men, right? Who need their men more than most, right? To step up to the plate and to do their best to try to raise up the standards and the culture of their communities, right? In order to try to get things to a place where, I'm sorry, you can argue with me and not like it all you want, but the nuclear family is a good fucking idea. It's a really fucking good idea. It tends to turn out the most productive people in society, the most stable and emotionally and physically healthy people in society. Nuclear family units tend to turn out those types of people more often than other home structures. And I'm not saying other home structures are not capable of that. I'm saying statistically speaking, you get better, more well-adjusted people from those types of families, right? From those types of structures. And so to emasculate men and to make them undesirable to the women in their community and to leave them with fewer options when it comes to choosing men. I'm sorry, if I were a conspiracy theorist, I would sit here and I would say that this was a determined effort to try to screw over these minority groups.
Oh,
if I were a conspiracy theorist.
I get it. Because I'll bring something up that's probably a little dark, but it is true. I'll bring up the issue of slavery. Okay, the first thing that they did was basically try to control the men. And in some cases, if there were even rumors of a slave uprising where they wanted to strike fear into people, they would basically take the strongest male slave and kill him in front of everybody else.
Kill it. That would certainly destroy it real quick.
Very
Separate them from the women and the children, and separate them from their families, and emasculate them in front of the other men.
Exactly. That it's just like, your men can't even protect you. We will make sure that they cannot protect you or your children.
What the hell are women supposed to do with these kinds of options, right? What are they supposed to do if this is what's on the plate before them, right? Like if I'm a chick, and in terms of like evolutionarily speaking, right? And I've got two options in front of me, right? If I'm a chick from a minority group, and let's say I'm living in let's say a bad area, right? And my choices are an overly effeminate man, or a testosterone driven guy, but he tends to get into trouble. I'm still going to go with the testosterone driven guy, right? Especially if I'm living in a bad area, because at least if somebody breaks into the house, I've got a better shot of surviving the ordeal, right? So if you're a woman and that's what you have put in front of you and those are your options, it's kind of a no-brainer, despite the fact that there are no good options. Why are we not building men up and teaching them how to be the strong, well-rounded, prominent members of community that they're perfectly capable of being? Why are we trying to emasculate them like this? Why? It
makes no sense.
It's not fucking helpful. It feels really fucking racist.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I know I made this about race and I wasn't trying to, but it feels fucking weird.
Yeah.
I see two of these back to back, and you never see white guys doing this shit. Like maybe it's because they haven't been indoctrinated as badly, right?
Well,
not
have you been on the beauty side of YouTube?
It's just really fucking, I don't know, man. Like I see it more within in terms of like the stuff that they prop up in front of.
Oh yeah,
as like a on a pedestal, you know, like this is what you should aspire to be. I see it more within minority communities than I do white men. Typically aren't like, they just don't do this shit as much, and I think that that's an effort on their end. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before.
Yes.
Well, where there's smoke, because don't get me started on Billy Porter.
Right? Fuck.
Okay.
Fuck!
If you go back when he first was it at the Academy Awards and he was wearing that tuxedo dress, you should have seen the Twitter from a lot of straight black men torching that crap. And people tried to say that they were, homophobic and all that. They're just like, no, I don't like it. And I don't like what they're systematically trying to do to black men.
Yep. I agree. It's fucking awful. So I did just get a text from Alora, and she did affirm, in fact, I am her favorite. So, mic drop.
Pics where it didn't happen.
I'll let her know. That's all I need backup, or at least permission to screenshot.
Hold on a second. I am going to show. I was going to skip this article, but I'm kind of skimmed it a little bit more, like one more time, since we were just like talking about that. And I think I'm going to throw it up there. I'm gonna. It's like that picture gets me every single time. The full body. Full body picture.
The full
God
body. There's no.
Almighty.
It's just it's throwing me off. It's just like you see his nipples.
It's too short. Like cover it up like a proper
woman.
Because women are short.
Exactly.
This was made for a woman and you're fucking wearing it. You didn't even have the decency to get one created for a male form, right?
Yeah.
Like to make it tall and women are short, right? Like you look at this and you see this and you were reminded of the fact that men and women are not built the same. I know. I'm so sorry.
Hey, it was nice knowing you. You two might nuke us from the heavens.
Sorry, Cammy. That was all Matt, not us. Not us. Oh God.
Oh my God.
But
Oh
it is-
no, Kim, no.
Poor lady.
Don't do her like that. She deserves better than that. God damn it, Becky. That's just mean.
Oh,
Get her a real man. Don't wannabe women-looking bitches. Like this quote. So I kind of wanted besides the whole thing, but for Playboy to have a male on the cover is a huge deal for the LGBT community, for my brown people community, and it's all so surreal. Rock, which do not switch it around with The Rock, who is
right.
Yes. Who I did actually accidentally earlier switch it with, and I was like, what? Who is Filipino American, said a total, is this even fucking happening right now type of vibe, and I'm so pretty.
Okay, first of all, let me ask this question.
Bitch.
Why is it a huge deal for the LGBTQ community to be on the cover of a magazine for straight men?
Yeah, is it?
I don't know.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either. I don't understand. Like, okay, so I'll bust out the B card here. Like, I'm the B in the LGBTQ, right? That's
you like
God.
them both? Oh my God.
Oh
my God.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
So I don't really understand it either. What is your goal? To normalize stupidity? Like, why is this a game changer, a ceiling breaker, right? Why is that? I don't understand what it is you want out of this. The right to be able to put on a fucking tutu and prance down the street? Congratulations, you've had that right for a really long time. Turns out you can do basically whatever the fuck you want to do. You're like 21, so nobody cares. If you're looking for people to applaud you, that's not our problem. That's not our priority, right? If you're looking for applause for whatever it is that you're doing, you're not doing what you're doing for the right reasons. And there is no other reason to do this. There is no other reason to do this. None whatsoever. You're not normalizing anything. You're not making anything okay other than retardedness. There's no reason for this. You want to wear a fucking tutu. You want to wear you want to wear a muumuu, right? You want to go put on a muumuu? Fine, put on a fucking muumuu. I see women walking up and down Walmart and that shit all the time anyway. Have fucking at it. But if you want a fucking round of applause, then I think you need to go search inward for some personal worth and some personal well-being, right? You need to do something that actually facilitates worth within the world instead of putting on some fucking clothes and calling that progressive. Putting on your clothing in the morning or any set of clothing is not fucking progressive. It's not helping anyone. It's not doing anything. It's not breaking down any barriers. You're not helping anyone. Calm your fucking tits. Oh, wait, you don't have any. That's our job. Fuck.
Girl. Oh my God, this fucking arrogance. The arrogance of this asshole, man.
It's just like, oh God, and I'm so pretty. And don't freaking get me started about the beauty industry. Okay. I do not want to buy makeup from a company where you've got an advertisement of a dude with 5 o'clock shadow and lipstick on. That does not freaking appeal to me. All right.
Yeah. Can't relate. Sorry.
Fez hats are fucking evil. That's why I draw the line at Fez hats, you fucking Illuminati scum.
Anyway, moving on. Rock had previously told NBC News that he hopes his fame will provide LGBTQ people with greater representation in the media, which he lacked growing up. Okay. I'm sick and tired of people like saying, hey, I hope that myself and I, being the most important fucking human apparently on this planet, I hope that I, doing this thing that people have it's been normalized for fucking years now, will make other people feel good about themselves. It's like, what?
What?
Do you know what normalization is? It's people don't give a shit. That's what normalization is. Do you think anybody gives a shit about me? No, they don't. The fact that I'm a woman that's white and whatever, it's like no, because it's normal and nobody fucking cares about it.
Weird sort of self-grandiose idealization, right? Like to sit there and pat yourself on the back for fucking existing.
I did it. I did it,
I'm
guys.
so pretty. Do you have any idea what a fucking asshole you sound like right now? I'm so pretty.
Like, sounds like a bitch.
Why
he
is
sounds
it?
Like a bitch.
Why is it that we are currently spending so much time telling women that their worth should not be found in their appearance, while telling men who are trying to look like women that while we are affirming their appearance so over the top? These are some really fucking mixed signals that I'm getting at this point, right? Like, so is it the appearance that we should be validating or not? Why is it okay for the men who are attempting to look like women for us to validate that? But in terms of women, we're trying to destigmatize fatness because women should be loved in all sizes. Like, someone make this make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. This shit doesn't work. You have to go through mental gymnastics in order to connect the fucking dots of this crazy insanity that's going on with these people. It makes no fucking sense. What do you want me to believe? Just draw a clear line, right? Just draw a clear fucking line so I can follow your logic from point A to point LGBTQIA+. That's all I want to fucking know. Is how do we get to where you're at right now? Because I can't follow the path. You are lost in the woods, eating berries and snake shit, trying to survive. I have no clue how you fucking got here.
God damn it.
Sorry.
So how did we get here? Oh, no, we're
berries and snake poop. Oh Lord, I gotta use that one.
A common thing when you're trying to survive in the forest. A common source of sustenance. Holy shit, man. I'm glad I clicked on this article. I was debating about it. But yeah, I'm just like, oh my god, it's a powerful step forward in the ongoing movement towards greater diversity and inclusion in fashion and modeling.
Does
anybody care?
No, we freaking don't. All right, we really don't. We really don't. And as a matter of fact, I'm really getting. I have a chip on my shoulder because you know why the Victoria's Secret fashion show got pulled.
Right.
Oh yeah. Too many good-looking women.
Too many good-looking women, and you know, when the guy who runs it said, no, I really do not want to have, transgender models because it just doesn't fit the brand. Oh well, they torched his ass over that, canceled him over that, and
I want to make money. Oh no,
the show got canceled, and they lost a whole bunch of money because I like looking at appropriately straight men. And several lesbian women that I know like the look of the Victoria's Secret fashion show. Why? Because it was freaking sexy. That's what people wanted to look at. And they pulled that. I have zero interest in buying anything ever from Victoria's Secret ever again. Because you're basically telling me that you built your brand on femininity and feminine women. And you're not using that.
It's like they don't understand basic biology, right? It's like they don't understand that evolution has taught us to seek out certain things in a mate, right? And that's in here. And I'm not saying we're animals. I'm not saying we can't rise above that. I'm not saying that we can't, that we can't, or that we shouldn't try to treat each other with dignity and respect and see the human being on the other side, right? But biologically speaking, when you're out looking for a mate, there's a specific thing that most people, I use the generalization because don't get your fucking panties in a twist, oh, French maid dressed male with a spit curl. Like, you need to calm down a little bit. Like, most people are looking for a specific thing because evolutionarily speaking, it's the most advantageous way to continue, I don't know, the human fucking race.
No, that's sexist.
Oh god! Oh my god!
Oh my god! Continuing our species is a sexism. Oh no!
Like, I'm just saying, like, acting like people who adhere to that normal biological response when searching for a mate have committed a crime against your sensibilities is in fact a crime against sensibilities. You are the oxymoron of people and logical thinking. Like, please remove yourself from the discussion until you've gone home and thought about life a little bit. Come back after you've eaten some vegetables and maybe a little bit of meat, because you're probably deprived in that department, and you've had some time to think this shit through. Read a book not written by someone with blue hair, and we'll talk. We'll have a discussion.
But they don't want a discussion. Don't you know that? They just want you to submit and then die.
That's it. Don't complain. If you complain, you're an ist and a phobe, and you know, all that is like, no, it's just not what I want to see.
Yeah.
That's not what Playboy's audience, you know, is. So why do you want to force them to go against their audience for what? For woke points?
Yeah.
You know what I want to
claps
do?
on Twitter.
I want to go to this guy's house. I want to buy a bunch of really cheap bras, guys. Just really cheap bras. We can get them at the dollar store, right? Like go to the dollar store and get some really cheap bras, and then just TP his house with bras, just as a reminder of the thing he does not have to fill that out. That's all I'm saying. We could stick melons in them, kiwis, apples, like any size works.
Are we slingshotting these fuckers? Like,
no, just we're gonna hang them in the trees, off the edges of the gutters, things like that. You know, just like you don't have boobs. Get some boobs.
You get a couple of like watermelons, put a bra on them, and like set it on fire, and then like ding dong ditch him. Well, you don't have any of these.
We could leave an affectionate note, even like we could even be super sorry. We saw your article, we saw your spread cover, and realized that you had no melons. Here's some help for the future.
Here's a donation.
Here's a donation to the No Titty Committee. Not even the itty bitty titty committee. I have a dick titty committee.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. No,
Yeah. Just oh my God, no. I do not accept this.
You think if I showed up with like snake shit at his house and I told him that the snake shit could be anything it wanted to be and therefore it was now berries, do you think he would eat it to make the snake shit feel better about itself and tell it was beautiful the whole time?
Are you asking if he would abide by his principles?
I mean, I'm just saying, in order to be consistent here.
And, be consistent.
For the sake of consistency, we could really use anything. Like anything that can get hard and round. Like, we could use rabbit pellets and call them berries, right? That's fine. We'll even paint him pink, right? Like, he painted himself up. He put on clothes that didn't fit. I mean, it won't cover the smell, but it might be enough of a visual aid to get him through the experience. Do you think he'd go along with it? Do you think if we showed up with rabbit pellets and we painted them red and we said, these are berries now, aren't they pretty? You should eat them.
You know, I'm trying to imagine you collecting rabbit pellets and then like getting like spray painting them pink.
Yeah, laying them out on some newspaper. You know, if it's worth it, I'll even go through the trouble of hot gluing little stems on them. I don't give a fuck. I'm in for it, right? Like,
go to Michael's.
Snort counter.
There we go.
God damn it. It's like this image of you very intently
with some little rubber gloves on, just hot gluing the sticks and getting some toothpicks, going at it. Yeah.
God damn it.
Make a day out of it. Bring the kids over. Put on some background music.
Holy shit. Oh my god.
Scrapbook the event later.
I could see that. Holy hell, I could actually see that. Isn't that? Oh my god.
Just save one of the little turds after the fact and tape it into the scrapbook and be like, "This was our day. We had so much fun." Sorry. Hi guys, I'm Mary. I'm the weird one.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, you're the weird one out of all of us, I'm sure. Yep. Well, let me grab some of these super chats and I will move on to our next thing, which I think you actually covered on the High Council a little bit last night. So that's okay.
I might have.
It's okay.
Oh God, actually, what are we gonna talk about?
Yeah, it's okay.
Oh God, because I didn't have jack shit to say on the High Council last night. I was too busy watching Rhino and Jeff bromance it up.
What? No.
Professional, Mary Bay.
5 hours last night. And I was just sort of sitting there going, should I go? Like, you guys, they were like looking longingly into each other's eyes.
Did you say get a room? Did you tell him get a room?
I didn't. I wish I had. If I could go back in time and change one thing about all of my experiences, last night it would have been to tell Jeff and Rhino to get a Razor Fist to get a room.
So you were kind of just stuck in this, like, this little
gay
romance that was happening.
Gay playing in the background. Bow, 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 wow. Like they were all into each other last night. And I'm not mad. It resulted in a beautiful stream. There was like 700 people watching. It was a really great stream, right? Like they had a really good time. I was just sort of sitting there going,
third wheeling.
Should I dim the lights? I mean, I could bring a doll in if that'll help. I know where the lube is. I'm gonna get my 2 snorts. I got 2 snorts out of it. God damn it, man.
Oh,
just imagine like you don't say anything for a while, and you just start playing
dimming
jazz.
I'm a real crab, baby. That whole man is for that zone.
Oh my gosh, she's got the meat wild voice. I'm dying.
Holy fuck.
Wow.
Thank you, Trace, for $5. This is like some fraternity pledge dressing up for a challenge. No one but Twidiots want to see this.
Twitter. Yeah, Twitter idiots.
Yeah, Twidiots.
Twitter points.
People become so creative with their names to insult Twitter. I never know like what I'm talking about anymore.
That was Trace, right? That was Trace?
Yeah. Yes.
That's why, because it's Trace, because he's got that big dick energy and he comes out with the snazziest shit ever.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Terminus with a $2 super chat. Thank you. I'd rather this bunny be working at IHOP. Oh my god. Yes,
it's IHOP, sir.
Yes.
Did you just assume their food that they served? That's disrespectful.
No, it's back to IHOP. Like I said, it lasted like 2 weeks to a month, and I guess they noticed a plummet in their sales.
That's what you call gender fluid. Fooded.
You're not getting a sword out of me. No, that was weak game, girl. You got to bring it up.
That's what you call gender fooded.
God damn it. Joe Fro 007 to $5. Thank you. OnlyFans got too big, so Playboy had to make news to get back into the limelight. Here's a trip for your troubles watching this. Thank you. I put myself through this on purpose for some reason, but thank you for giving me money for my pain. I appreciate it. Oh my god.
Eris just starts cutting herself on the stream. I'm sorry, that's really dark.
God damn, girl.
Oh my.
I need to feel something.
Okay, so I thought we all had like this. We had like this kind of organization of how we were kind of to each other. I feel like Loretta is like the parent. And I'm like the older sibling, and Mary's like the younger sibling trying to be like just.
I'm the one trying very hard to mess up the couch. I've spilt juice everywhere. The floor is lava. I'm hopping from appliance to or from furniture piece to furniture piece. Yeah, that's me.
Lorena's like,
I'm more like the older sibling. Like, you know what? I wonder if I'm going to get in trouble if I duct tape these kids into a closet. And then give all the explanations. This is why I did it.
this is the full story of why this is the way it is.
Yeah.
I
Now
saved
you
what's left of your couch. You're welcome. Saying would not even be here anymore.
I don't give a fuck. How about that?
Oh my god. Trace, Megan, thank you. First, no, you're not pretty. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm going right straight for the throat. You look like a you look like a half-eaten chicken wing in a bus here.
What?
Talking about. Second, you aren't special. Men haven't looked terrible. Men have looked terrible in women's clothes for years. You aren't new. Stop it. Get some help. Jesus Christ. My man just fucking absolutely annihilated that whole dude's life in like 5 seconds. Thank you.
You think he sat there and said to himself, "No one will laugh at this. This is valid."
Oh no, but of course.
Oh shit.
But of course, you know, he's running and brave and valid and all those other fun things.
Men have looked retarded in women's clothing since time immemorial. You are no exception, sir. Take off that ponytail. You're embarrassing yourself.
Holy fuck.
Oh, God.
Matt G tipped 3 times in a row. Thank you so much. I'm just going to read them one after another. EVS, pornography affects the brain. It's not good. It lowers interest. Anna, no, it doesn't. Nobody would know what to do. Oh my god.
Nobody would know what to do.
They don't know what to do. Oh. Yeah, no, it doesn't. Nobody would know what to do without pornography. Oh.
That's
Interesting.
not true. That's not true. Turns out I took to booty like a duck to water. It was really easy. I just fluffed my little feathers and dove right on in and figured it right the hell out.
The booty hunter. The booty hunter.
You know what I mean?
He's a natural predator.
So did you know when the ducks like they dip their head down into the water and they lift it back up real quick and they're like gargling the water while they're fluffing their feathers?
Mary, please stop with the analogy. I'm begging you, please stop. Please stop. I don't want to know what you're gargling in this analogy. Please stop.
That wasn't what I meant. I just meant in terms of comfort level. In terms of comfort level, I was immediately comfortable.
Okay. Oh my god. Like, oh my god, Eris, you need to be more hopeful. Like one of those optometrists. Like, why? Yes. And Balin, Anna, you got hardcore porn on and you're using your mirror to reflect it into the stream. What is going on over there?
What's good?
Welcome to Matt. He's your problem now. Congratulations.
No, okay, all right. Spike and Madness tipped $10. Thank you so much. The chaos is growing. Right is up, left is back, down is forward. Men are dogs, women are pigs, trannies are rabbits. Criminals roll over the small folk. Welcome to Clown World. At least we have some sweet fezzes to wear. Yes, indeed. That is true.
Shit.
Moving on before Mary can give a snide comment about fezzes.
I'm busy screenshotting Alora's response that I was allowed to screenshot.
Oh gosh, joking. Anonymous tipped $1. Thank you. Anyway, Andrew is ordering some of this stuff for himself. Oh my goodness, Mary.
Oh my god.
Matt G tipped 2 more times. Oh my god. Thank you. The last tip was me. Oh, that was okay. Anonymous was Matt G. Okay. And this one, Anna got a letter from my accountant. I owe like $5,000. Fuck, Jesus Christ. Cecil, you need to start making some of that incest money. They're pissing on your markers and you have $5,000 IRS.
What?
These are quotes, right? Are these quotes? Is this just invented?
Oh, if it's from that, it's probably a quote from the Jack Show.
They're on a whole different plane of
Yeah.
existence.
Without context, you can get lost. But just the thing with the Jack Show quotes is just go into them expecting it to be weird, random, make no sense. Do not try to derive meaning from it, and accept it on face value.
Okay, I will do my best. That is difficult for me because I like analyzing shit, but my brain is gonna have to just accept that one. I mean, OMG, Mary, I can't believe this dude is in the PlayStation magazine. Like, why?
I don't know about you guys, but I pop him into my drive every morning.
Oh, no. Oh, no. No, they're real quotes. Okay, yeah.
Not even a little bit.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Spicy, chaotic mayhem. Spicy, chaotic mayhem.
That's what you get.
Spicy.
Oh my God. Okay, let's see. This is the next thing I want to cover. We might not be hitting it at 2 hours exactly because this is me and I don't do things at exactly what I'm chaotic. What can I tell you?
I'm chaotic neutral.
No, I'm just chaotic. So,
oh Lord, have mercy!
I saw this.
Oh,
we talked about this last
that
night.
shot on the right makes my ovaries want to shrivel up. Okay, I'm just saying.
Your ovaries shriveled up.
It's like, no, don't look to the right. Stay focused on the left. Stay focused on the left. That's hot. That's hot. I like that.
and equally empowered, right? Like you have both of them have a hand on the bars, right?
Equality.
Like it makes sense for her to be behind him because her, his big ass needs to be in front of her tiny ass unless you want him to fall off the back.
Well,
right?
also just the position of their handcuffs and what hands they're on. It makes total sense. Yeah.
It makes complete sense in terms of like the entire picture checks out, right? This is a strong man. This is a strong woman. Both are capable and empowered, and they're doing it. Not only are they both with a hand on the wheel, but they've also they're holding hands, doing it together, right? Like this is a really powerful shot because it empowers both people. It doesn't diminish men and it raises women, right? It does everything it can to equalize the playing field. And everything about it makes sense. The one on the right-hand side, you think he has a dick? I don't think he has a dick. If he does, I feel like he's got it tucked so far it's inserted into his asshole.
That's probably what it is.
How does he sit on the back like that?
It's like, I don't know, he's riding bitch on a Vespa? As somebody was making a joke that, we went from Vesper to Vespa. I don't know.
Sorry, I have never seen this happen. Every time that I have seen a guy, a woman, and a man on a motorcycle or anything like that, she's usually in the back.
She
because
needs
the
to be in the
weight's
back.
Distributed more evenly that way. I've always freaking seen that. This no.
Yeah.
No, I can never see James Bond doing that unless he was shooting. That would be something different.
Yeah.
Okay,
1000%.
you drive, and he's like, doing the important stuff like shooting, and that I could buy that. I could buy that.
If they do switch, if they switch positions during the chase, but still, why they had this. Because who they fucking did all those reshoots for.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Really? You're gonna make me add this to your fucking stream?
Yes.
God damn it, Mary.
Freaking funny.
Get that shit out of here. We're talking
I'm gonna rooster walk around the yard for a little bit.
We're looking at James Bond being a little cuck bitch. Okay, let's just. I'm
just saying, if I have to watch him be a cuck bitch, I'm just gonna strut around the yard a little bit and peacock. She loves me more.
No.
Sorry.
This movie, it's. Just the vibe of both of these scenes too, right? I don't feel like they're in a hurry at all. I don't feel like they're being chased. I don't feel like anything bad is going on. in the world of the picture on the right.
They just look
I
like
don't-
they're shopping for something, you know?
They're antiquing.
Like, oh, yes.
You know what song pops into my head when I see this?
What?
Tiptoe through the window, by the window. That's where I'll be.
God damn, man.
Oh, God, that's such a freaking
They're not even on a
social
real
picture.
motorcycle. They're on a fucking moped.
I
Not only did he
know.
bitch cuck himself to her, but he's riding a fucking moped. Jesus
You know, the thing that
Lord.
puts, but it only goes like what, 30 miles an hour tops?
Yum,
Maybe 40.
bim, bim, bim. Blum, blum, ba-dum, boom, boom.
Oh, God, that is just freaking ridiculous.
Oh my God, that's so stupid and sad. God, Pierce Brosnan's a good-looking guy, isn't he?
Oh God, he's my favorite Bond next to Sean Connery. Sean Connery is always going
Same.
to be complete Bond to me, but when I
Same.
heard Pierce Brosnan was going to be Bond, I was like, "Ooh, hello."
When
Oh,
the only time I ever gave a shit about like full disclosure, I'm not a James Bond fan. I haven't seen all the movies. In fact, I've only seen a few of the movies, and they were all Pierce Brosnan's. The only time I cared about James Bond was when Pierce Brosnan was James Bond, and I was sitting there going, "Now that's a specimen right there. That right there. I'm gonna do something to that
Right
right
there.
Channel Mandy real quick." Like that's a man that I would put on a bunny suit for. Curl my hair, spray tan. I'd tuck my shit for that guy.
Yeah, it's also like where his hands are too. It's like the awkward prom like embrace stance where the guy doesn't know where to put the
Oh my God.
It's like he doesn't know where to put his hands and he's trying to be nice and
I'll
you know
put
the
it
teachers
right
are
here.
staring at him and
I
it's
want to
like
put my hands on your
it's the
ass, but I can't do it.
yeah. It's the middle school awkward grip of like it's not like up like where you think it would be, or
Well,
maybe
she didn't sign the consent form yet, so he's got to be careful. You know,
Yeah.
That's the problem here.
Okay.
Well, his dick's kind
he'd
of
been-
pushed up.
If he'd been smart like me, he'd have gotten that shit signed the minute he got on the moped, like I did with Andrew. I had Andrew sign that consent form right the fuck away. I'm allowed to do whatever the hell I want to his body. I'm just saying. Yeah, that shit handled early.
Hey.
Early.
Is it lucky or is it a curse?
Can I touch the booty? I don't know if I can touch
Oh,
the
he's
booty.
actually hovering. Yeah, it literally looks like he's hovering. Like he's barely even touching her, just to get
It's
the
almost
illusion of touching.
creepier because of it, isn't it?
Yeah,
It does.
It almost feels more like weirdly predatory because of it.
Mhm.
And like it. So here's the weird thing. Confidence has a lot to do with the perception females have of men. Confidence will take you a long way with women. And I know that may sound like oxymoronic to some degree, but when it comes to women, it turns out that the more assertive you are, respectfully assertive, right? But the more assertive you are, confident. When you come across as a man who I mean, like, isn't going to rape us, but he could win us if he wanted to.
Charming.
Charming, like, it's very
charismatic.
It's kind of like, it's like they kind of, I'll say trick you into making you think it was totally your idea to come on to them, because they put it out there, that put that energy out there, and just like, oh, you're confident enough to approach me, and even more confident to risk being turned down.
Big dick energy is highly appealing.
Exactly. Totally.
Exactly. Yes.
But this is weirdly more creepy because of his apprehensiveness. It comes off stalkerish. It comes off hiding in the shadows-ish. And it comes off like I should like grab my pepper spray. That's how that comes off. It's like I should be more careful around this person because he is uncomfortable enough to feel like he can engage me person to person, and someone who might resort to dirty tactics to get what he's going to want. And I know. Do what?
Oh, I just realized he's not even leaning into her. He's like, the hands are almost like trying to like get away. They both look very uncomfortable, unhappy to be there.
Way to
and I
invalidate her
understand.
femininity.
Yeah,
Way to-
that they're acting in a movie, and I don't know what's happening during the scene, but
She
nobody
looks
looks like they want to be there.
She looks beautiful here. It's kind of
Yeah.
perplexing to me because
Yeah.
she's absolutely gorgeous. And I'm not even a fan of her overall look in a day-to-day life, but they glamorized her up in this shot and she looks absolutely stunning. And the fact that he is kind of apprehensive and pulling back minimizes that appeal of her appeal. And I don't understand it. Why would you diminish her appeal in this way? Why would you reduce the chemistry between them in that way? Why would you take that from her?
It just seems so unnatural. You would think, yeah, I'm out with this hot chick. He should have more possessive body language, and he doesn't, which just completely turns me off.
It is bizarre, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. This could be a personal thing. I don't know. It's a weird. It's not a conversation I've ever actually had that I can think of with any other women. But when I'm in a relationship with a man, I tend to. And it's different when I think of women, honestly. So I'm going to keep it towards the men perspective here. I tend to lean in towards the I belong to this person mentality. You know what I mean? Like, and it goes both ways, but I think of it more as a possessive way when it comes to Andrew. I think of it as I belong to this man, right? And he belongs to me too, but I belong to him, right? Like I'm comfortable with the imagery of him hitting me over the head with a club and dragging me back to a cave. That is something I'm fine with. And I feel like that's probably an evolutionary thing, right? That's probably something that evolution has told me I need to accept to a certain degree because you want a strong man, right? You want someone who can not only hit you over the head with a club, but is really going to hit that guy over the head with a club, right? Like I feel like when we talk about that possessive nature of a man, it's something that, and please correct me if I'm wrong, most women inherently, to at least a small degree, are relatively comfortable with.
Because absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes.
If I don't feel enough male energy or testosterone, like, this is, my woman is like, yeah, I want you to bring that over here to me. Yep, I'm with him. Exactly. And that's exactly what I want to feel like. And if it's not there, I'm just like, no. It's like, if I'm with you, yeah, I'm perfectly fine with pretty much, yeah, you can club me over the head and drag me off with you.
Not before that boundary's been set, Mike.
Exactly. We have to have that discussion before, we can go to stuff that requires we share a safe word. You know what I mean?
Right. But if I'm out in a club, like, or any social setting, and I'm approached by someone else, I want my man to walk up and go, man, grab me around the waist and drag me on, right? Like, at least I want him to think that way, even if he doesn't physically grab me by the waist, and that would be inappropriate in every situation, obviously. But there would be some situations where I would literally want him to hopefully read that situation well enough and go, mine, and then drag me on, like, and to read that, or at least if nothing else, walk up and make his presence known in this situation, right? Like, even if all he does is come up and stand behind me and touch my shoulders, enough to assert that this is his place with me, right? And that I belong to him and he belongs to me, right? I would want that, because there's a sense of possession that I want a man to have about me, because that possession implies protection, that I will be safe in his arms, where other people may come to harm me. He will be there to protect me because I belong to him.
Oh yeah, the simple, hey, can I refill your drink? You know what that means, like, yeah,
right? Hi, babe, can I get you your drink? Can I get you a little something? Women are heavily insecure. I think that. Wait, I mean, insecure. No, I wouldn't call it insecure so much as aware of the fact that we are physically inferior. That if
we like being protected.
Exactly. That is exactly it. It.
I like that too. I like that feeling, It's like, hey, if I come home and somebody's, in my apartment, they can fuck some shit up.
Exactly.
You know, I like knowing that, and that makes me feel safer and relax around them more too.
Yep.
This pisses me off here, what 16-bit mascot said about that guys have been destroyed for the last few decades. He's right. Guys have spent the last couple of decades getting their asses ripped by society. And it is made for a really fucking awkward situation out there, y'all. It is made your average this minority worth of people is asserting that men should be effeminate and should be docile and should be hesitant. And it is made for it to be. Now we don't fucking know who's interested in us. We don't fucking have an idea when a guy wants to talk to us anymore.
No, it's just like, what are you trying to do? It's like, are you trying to talk to me? You're not trying to talk to me. It's just this weird thing where it's like, you know, I don't want to get me too'd, you know, I don't want to get cussed out. It's like it's a generation difference. Like I say, it's pretty much like this. Like when I used to go out salsa dance before the Wu-Tang flu popped off, okay, there were literally 2 classes of guys. The ones that were like my age or younger who seemed scared to death to ask a woman to dance, and the ones that were like 60 and over who were just like, hey, how you doing? How you doing?
Yep.
Would you like to dance with me? Would
Weirdly
you like
appealing.
It vary. And they're just, you know, they're like, yeah,
it's charming.
I'm masculine. I'm charming. This is what I'm doing. You know, you don't want to dance with me? Okay, that's fine. I'll go on to somebody else and keep going.
Oddly,
And
I know exactly what you're
difference
talking
is just
about.
crazy.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I used to host a salsa night every third Friday years ago now. I was in my early mid 20s as a DJ, and I would host salsa night. And so during dance break or whatever for myself, I'd put on a couple of auto plays, you know, and I'd go out to the dance floor, and inevitably it was always an older guy, someone who's, you know, 50, 60 years old, who would come right the hell up to me and be like, I mean, like, not that there weren't younger guys who would do that, but like I've so often found it to be an older guy who would come out, and I never hesitated. I never hesitated to say yes. Could you dance? Then let's go. Let's go out there and shake a leg. And, you know, they'd spin me the hell around, and we have a great fucking time. And it would be an absolute blast. And he never expected, I think that was it also came with this gentlemanly nature, right? It inevitably always came with like a very sweet, you know, kiss on the hand or a touch to the shoulder, and he would walk away, and that would be the end of it. And I never felt any aggressive tendencies towards me or as though he expected something of me. It was just this very confident stroll up, let's have a dance. And it would happen. And I always felt like I was treated like a lady by the older ones. Weirdly enough, the older ones who were more assertive and aggressive in terms of engaging me were also the most respectful.
Oh,
so
yeah.
That very validating too. You felt really validated by these sweet men. Like there was no question. You weren't going to go home with them or anything. That was never on the table, and it never got questioned. But you would have a really great, 10 minutes out there dancing.
You would just have a great time just enjoying that exchange between male and female energy. Like another case in point, I can't believe it was like a salsa lessons, and this guy was actually apologizing to me for having to lead. I'm like, that's supposed to be your job in this whole thing. And salsa, the man is supposed to lead. And he just seemed like, oh, well, I apologize for having to. I'm just like, oh, God, no. That's not how this works.
No, take charge, God damn it.
Yes, I am much more able to forgive the guy who's like, okay, I'm just learning how to do this. I might kind of screw up. I'm like, that's okay. If we screw up together, because I am supposed to be, you're supposed to be leading. I'm supposed to be following you. So if you mess up, it's okay. We'll just start back over again. And eventually you'll learn how to do it. Because I'm like, I'm not going to be the guy in this situation. That's not empowering to me. That doesn't make me feel feminine if I feel like I have to be the guy. And if anything, it makes me even more frustrated if I have to do that.
Yeah, no, I like a guy to take the lead, and I like him to be in charge, generally speaking. So,
I'd be the guy when we salsa dance, Lorena.
Hey.
I don't mind.
I like I walked into an alternate.
You wanna go out? We'll do a little bachata.
As long as it's not that sensual bachata, I don't know you that well. That's a story for another time.
And yes,
I promise I'll only touch your hips like James Bond.
respectfully touch your hips awkwardly like a middle schooler at prom,
2 feet.
like James
2 feet.
Bond.
Say 2 feet.
2 feet.
God damn. You know, it would have made it funnier if his legs were swung on one side, both. You know, and she, you know, he was sitting in her lap and just, you know, just like
Sitting here, she's
Yeah.
cradling him like a
Yeah.
baby, rocking back and forth, patting his head against her bosom, and she's simpering, and he's just eating it up. What self-respecting fucking man? Fuck.
Oh, I mean, that's like one level more cringe of what we're looking at right now.
There's one time in your life when you get to behave that way, men, when you are under the age of 11. All right,
Or
11.
really
Even
fucked up.
11's a little pushing it, right? Even 11's a little pushing it, honestly.
Mhm.
But under the age of 11, you crawl in your mama's lap and she'll go for it, and she'll pat your head and she'll rock you back and forth. Anything after that, you need to grow a pair because this shit just got real. Like, you're never gonna mate. You're never gonna mate. I want grandbabies. Like.
But it's just awful just how many decades have been spent shaming boys for being boys, for having testosterone, and shaming them, you know, for that. I remember taking my nephew. It's like, I love him to death. My oldest nephew, he's like in the National Guard. He's still little to me, but I love the heck out of him because he was such a boy. I would take him to go, like, to get toys and stuff, and I'm like, what do you want? He's like, okay, well, I want this sword over here, and I want this Nerf gun over here. And I'm like, oh boy, get the biggest Nerf gun that you can find. And some Karen in the store at the time was like, oh, you're empowering him to do violence. I'm just like,
No,
I'm not emasculating my
Nerf
nephew
guns.
either. It's like, that's what he wants to play. Why are you shaming him for being a boy? And that
Oddly.
just makes me so angry.
Oddly enough, it turns out that this movement that was meant to like empower or stop the shaming of little boys who weren't necessarily hyperly masculine, right? Which I think is actually in and of itself not a bad thing, right? Like I don't think that we should shame boys who are a bit more effeminate. I don't think we should shame them. I don't think that we should treat gay men as though they are less worthy of being loved, right? Like
Right.
that dynamic is perfectly fine. So this movement that was supposed to be about destigmatizing men who chose to live their life a different way, which I think is inherently a good thing, turned into the exact opposite, which was stigmatizing boys who act like boys. And I don't know how or when it got there, but it's like they put on these blinders and they charged straight ahead. Only they didn't stay straight ahead. Somehow they turned left at Albuquerque and had no clue, but they still really think that they're on course and they're going right off the fucking cliff with it. And it's just really frustrating at this point because there's so much collateral damage along the way. There's just so much collateral damage.
God,
Yeah, dude, we probably won't even, we still won't know it until like at least another generation, the full extent of it.
I think, another 15 years, we'll start to see how this has truly impacted society. We're going to hit a point where we don't have people who are willing to work at sewage systems, people who are willing to pick up trash, people who are willing to do the dirty, hard, people who are willing to work on oil rigs, people who are willing to go out and be fishermen. We're going to hit a point where those kinds of jobs. Yeah, I mean, I love you, Eris. I love you, Eris. But have you ever seen Deadliest Catch?
Yes,
that shit is dangerous.
It is so
no.
When they're out there and there's like,
and you have to be
the ship, And it's seriously freaking dangerous.
It's awful, and you need to be a man to handle that shit. I'm sorry, but you need to be a man to handle that. Or Gina Carano, like Gina Carano is one of the few things I believe could both possess a vagina and handle deadliest catch. Like I'm those. Any other real situation, like I'd have to be like, nah, probably not. Seriously, there are jobs that women are just not fit for. We're just not suited to do, right? And if we keep on this path, we're going to wind up in our situation. We're going to have men who are so far removed from knowing how to man that we don't have anyone to man anymore. And if you think women are going to be capable of picking up that slack, you're dead fucking wrong. Dead fucking wrong. We're not physically fucking capable of it.
Exactly. Not with 30% less upper body strength. Because I learned this in an ergonomics class once. And my professor, she was like, not to say that women can't be firemen. The ones that I've seen have been some badass chicks, but ergonomically speaking, men have 30% more upper body strength than women. And she said that's biology. There's no way that you can get around that.
There's not enough women who are capable of honing their body into something even close to what men are even average men are capable of putting their body at to fill the gap. There's just not enough. Right. It's not possible. We can't do it. And to sit there and pretend like we can is so destructive. It again, like I said, is heading right the fuck off a cliff. We are steering the human race right the fuck off of a cliff.
Oh, but they don't care, Mary, because their feelings and the current second of existence matter more than the longevity of our species.
Fuck. I'm leaving. Yeah. I'm stealing Elon Musk's rocket and I'm going to fucking Mars. And you can't stop me. I'm learning how to push them buttons and I'm out. I'm fucking out.
Well, you're allowed to do that as long as you don't say that you're a colonist or you're colonizing Mars, because that's
I'm
racism.
The fuck out of Mars. You want to come?
Yes. Babedom Menace on Mars.
From inside the biodome.
Oh, I remember that movie.
Oh, Lord.
Today we planted corn.
Oh, God.
What was it? Elon Musk said the quickest way to warm up Mars was to nuke the poles. Let's nuke them and go. I'm done. I'm fucking out.
Nuke it from orbit.
Let's go.
Oh my god.
Holy shit. Oh my god. Holy fuck. The Babedom. Wait, the Babedom. The Babedom. We could be the
Babedom Menace. The Babedom Menace. Yes.
No, we're not gonna die, Andrew. We're not looking to die. Andrew's over here just like, well, if y'all to do it on another planet, you might as well go fucking die.
Right. Turns out we need certain oxygen levels to continue breathing.
Turns out breathing is a thing we gotta do now. Sure, that's going to be an ism at some point. I'm waiting for breathing to become like the next thing that they're going to go after, if they haven't already.
No, 16-bit Scott. We're going to send the nukes, okay? We're going to send the nukes. We're not going to
hit the button.
There's no nukes on Mars. There's nothing on Mars. There's barely a rover on Mars. Like, we're gonna take the nukes with us. We'll nuke it from orbit. All right. We'll hang out up in the stratosphere, out in the outer space area. We'll watch it for a little bit. We'll go, okay, looks warmer. Let's go. Right. Like, that's what we'll
do. Thanks, Andrew. Thank you. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. And I got a treat for y'all. This next one is the one I've been looking forward to the most all night. I'm going to get to y'all super chat before I do it. And it's not something that's new. It's something that I was reminded of while looking at something. And I've always wanted to actually sit down and read it. It's from a few years ago. But y'all are going to... Oh, y'all, you want to know what it is? But you get to wait. You get to wait. For like 5. Oh.
I don't wanna.
Did you just throw down a bottle in a temper tantrum? She's not doing what I want her to. Oh, fuck this bottle.
You give it to me right now.
All right, Matt G tipped 2 more times. Thank you so much, sweetheart. I can quote shenanigans too. Mary, damn it, I gotta fucking peel Andrew. Andrew, watch the stream. Motherfucker, damn it, that's a shot. Screw you, man. Where are you here?
Whoa.
That was out of order because I don't remember none of that shit.
Oh, shit. Is the human race really worth saving? If this is what's going on, what exactly are we looking forward to?
I'm worth saving. Lorraine,
I think I'm worth saving.
Eris
Yeah.
is worth saving.
Worth
Andrew's
saving.
worth saving. The human race, as it stands, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of cool shit that we do a lot of cool shit.
Yeah,
Right?
we have
Human
rockets. That's kind of
Yeah.
cool if you think about it, actually.
Yeah, we pet
Yeah.
dogs. All right, like
We have fezzes.
you know what, Eris, you fuck everything up. Every time I'm trying to make like some reasonable, like I'm trying to sit here and I say there are reasons for living, right? There are reasons to continue on, to make a plan and plot this life out. You do some shit that reminds me that fucking Fessus exists.
Sweetheart, do I need to remind you of my name? It is Eris of Chaos. Okay.
That's fair.
It's literally my name. Oh my god. One more from Anonymous. Thank you for tipping $1. Yes, women definitely want a physically built man. So for the men who can't be that, they need to legalize prostitution. Jesus Christ, that took a turn. Okay.
I agree. I agree.
That's actually, yeah, you know what? Fair enough. That took me a minute to understand what you meant by that. It's like women are going to be drawn, generally speaking, to more physically fit men, to men that they believe that has a greater chance of protecting them, because a lot of women are into that shit. But men who cannot do that either need to change or they need to legalize prostitution so that they have some way to get off, so that they have options, like he's saying.
Or become a chubby chaser.
And I'm gonna say, yeah, I've seen plenty of those. One of my favorite TV train wreck shows is My 600-Pound Life. You've ever seen that? This one lady, she was like, she was gorgeous face, and she was like 600 pounds. For quite a while, she had like, I don't know if it was YouTube or OnlyFans, I don't know, but basically men paid her to eat.
What?
And the fatter she was, the more
Feeders,
money she got.
Mhm.
I'm not kidding. Yeah, feeders.
It's a feeder. It's a feeding fetish. Yes.
That just blew my mind. And there's so many of these women who, when they start losing weight, that the partners leave them because they're just like they're not attractive to them anymore. They like their women really big. They want to be able to keep feeding them, and once they get too skinny, it's just like that codependent thing is gone, and it just doesn't turn them on anymore. So they leave.
Wow. I don't know if I even can make commentary on that.
Mind. I didn't even know that
Yes.
that type of like fetish, happened. People start judging me.
Yeah, damn it.
But they are out there, like the BBW. I didn't even know that was a freaking thing.
Yeah, it's a whole fetish. Like I told y'all, I don't remember when I told y'all this. The whole thing about looters, the people who are sexually attracted to balloons.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Mary's
I
reaction
saw
back then.
that on I think it was Discovery.
Oh my god. So this last one, I got excited. You're excited to read this.
I don't know.
Excited. Yes.
Bring it on.
I don't like the gleam in your eye right now. I'm gonna be honest.
She's really, really excited about this one.
I don't like how excited you are about it. That makes me incredibly apprehensive. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, what?
What?
So we all know what this is.
no. What the,
Okay, so this was something that was in the Smithsonian, the National Museum of African American History and Culture.
This was in the Smithsonian?
Yes,
okay,
this
I
was
remember
in the
this.
Smithsonian. You remember this? Yes.
I remember this. They have so much stuff that is so
Dude.
freaking factually and historically inaccurate. You know, I'm gonna have to live stream if I ever go to that museum because they're gonna have to arrest my ass.
Well, it's not hard to pick out. I've gone to it over the. I've actually been in Washington D.C. in the past, like I guess it's been 3 years now, and I wanted to see like all the Smithsonian's, because I mean, why would you not? And it was really easy to pick out because for some reason, whoever made the Smithsonian for the African American history and culture decided that they didn't want to use like white marble like everybody else. So they used like this brown color.
So it looks like crap.
Yeah, I guess they didn't want it to be white like all the other ones.
You know,
It's like, are you kidding me?
God, that's stupid.
God damn it.
That is pray for these people if I ever visit that museum.
It was a meme.
You know what I don't understand here is how they draw this line to wife is the homemaker and subordinate to the husband. That has not been the case in the nuclear family since the fucking 50s. Like not even really in the 50s because she could like still like seriously like even back in the 50s women were still like side-eye their husband and he knew what the fuck was up, right? Like homemaker and subordinate to the husband are not fucking like synonymous with one another. That's not a thing, and it hasn't been for a very, very, very long time. Just because you're at home with your children and you're a homemaker, and like women have been in the fucking workplace working and taking care of their kids for a long fucking time too, right? Like women have figured out. Not that I think that it's a great situation, but we figured out how to juggle that shit, right? Like have a part-time job and then get home in time to take care of your kids after they get off of school, right? Like women figured that out a long fucking time ago. We contribute to the financial status of our family while still managing to home make everything and make everything fucking run, right? So this idea that wife is homemaker and subordinate to husband is bullshit. It's complete bullshit, and it's a misrepresentation of how most nuclear households worked. Fucking bullshit. Pisses me off. But.
Oh, it gets better. This is just like the top portion. It keeps going.
My head is exploding at some of this crap. You know what? They better not ever go to the islands. They better not. More specifically, they better not go to like Jamaica. Okay. Things like nuclear family, husband is the breadwinner and head of the household. It's like in a lot of those situations, both parents are working. It's expected. And even if you're at home, women are doing businesses out of their houses to support, to support the household. Wife is a homemaker and subordinate to the husband. Well, it's kind of a symbiotic relationship with that's going on. Jamaican men, yes, I'm generalizing here. I am, because I had neighbors who were Jamaican. It's a very masculine dominated culture, but it's not insulting to their wives.
Yes.
It's like, it's not, you're the head of the household to protect your household. You're not the head of the household to be an asshole. It's not how it works.
But it keeps getting better. Like rugged individualism. The individual is the primary unit. These are bad things, by the way. It's how apparently white people and their traditions, attitudes, ways of life have been normalized over time and are now considered standard practices in the United States. And since white people still hold most of the institutional power in America, we have all internalized some aspects of white culture, including people of color. So these are all bad things. So everything that they're listing here is bad. And apparently it's supposed to be about whiteness and exclusively about whiteness. And nobody else but white people are the reason why this exists. And these are not things that people of color, as they say.
That's what I want to know. There's no logical, there's no train of thought here that makes any fucking sense. Why should it be that since white people still hold most of the institution, let's assume that statement is correct, right? Let's assume that is true, that white people hold institutional power in America, right? Why should it be that due to that fact
Did we lose Mary?
Can you not hear me?
Hold on, you were
cracking up
like
a little bit.
staticky. You're
Yeah.
so you're so mad you went static.
It doesn't draw the parallel here that if it's true that white people hold institutional power in America, then it would also be true that thus
We lose her again.
Mm-hmm.
We lost her again. Daggone it. Daggone it. She was on a rant and I was right.
She freaked out the mic was no. Oh shit.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. You know what this is?
So racist.
This is basically lowered expectations. This is exactly what it is, because all these things that they talk about are things that my parents and my grandparents did. And it wasn't a white thing. It wasn't a black thing. It was a common freaking sense thing. But since they have this thing now where they want you to feel inferior to white people and they want to demonize white people, now basically they just want to keep lowering the bar for minorities, which is full of crap. And they know it's full of crap.
I'd like to draw. Can you hear me now?
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
about to go.
much better.
I still have that fucking rant lined the fuck up. Okay.
Do it.
They said that because white people still hold institutional power, that therefore everyone has imbibed some white superiority complex. Why should that be? One does not follow the other. Tell me how you arrived at this conclusion, and I will give you an example of an analogy of something that would disprove that line of thinking. That because someone benefited or lives within a system that promotes that type of behavior or activity, that people automatically ascribe to it and don't assume that it's important to change it. Slavery, for example. The North benefited from slavery by lower costs of a lot of the goods that they consumed, right? And nevertheless, a lot of middle white class men went to fucking war to end slavery because it was wrong, because it was morally abhorrent, and that was apparent to see, regardless of the fact that they quote unquote benefited from a system that allowed them to buy goods at a cheaper cost because of slave labor, right? They lived in the country where in the South, where all of that food that was grown came from, right? That shit got shipped up to the North. They paid lower prices because of slavery. They benefited from it. Nevertheless, the bloodiest war in American history, right? The bloodiest fucking war. Countless of men died in order to end that tradition. So why should it follow that they imbibed racism as a good thing? Make that make sense to me. That because someone lives within a system that you purport to exist, that it follows that they somehow support it and have imbibed it. I call bullshit. Prove that shit. Don't assert it. Fucking prove it.
They won't. No, that's not that they won't do it, because it's not about logic. It's about feelings. And this has happened before. This is not the first time. This has happened before. Like you guys know, I've been researching my family for a couple of years. And in order to understand the mindset of what was going on during Reconstruction, I actually would go back and like read newspapers and read autobiographies and all that. So Booker T. Washington's autobiography, I swear if you read it and the stuff that he says, it's like it's echoed today, where he basically said, you have a group of people who are invested in Black people being agitated, telling them that, you know, it's white people's fault that they don't have X, Y, and Z. And they are invested in that. They don't like it when that money train is pulled away. And that is exactly what this is right here. They feel that it's completely what this is all about. It used to be in this country. It's like, yes, we had, you know, a not so great history. And like Mary was saying, yeah, a whole lot of blood and treasure was spilled in the Civil War. We're the only country who actually had a war to eradicate slavery. That happened here. And I had family on both sides, actually, of that conflict, that it turns out, you know, that what happened. But this is all about lowering the bar for minorities. We'll say Black. I don't say African American because that's such a freaking bullshit term. I've never been to Africa. I don't know anybody from Africa. I'm Black. Most accurately, I'm Creole. Okay. This is just to basically lower the bar and make the excuse to be mediocre. That's what it is.
Mhm.
It's white people's fault. You can't get ahead. It's white people's fault. Oh no, don't work hard.
Mhm.
You know, don't work hard. Don't be on time. You know, don't take the hard classes. Don't do that. Black people seems to be, and they started going to the Latinos groups too. I don't see Chinese immigrants doing this.
Nope.
I don't freaking
It's-
see that. I don't see
it-
Indian immigrants doing this.
It is bizarre for them to sit here and demonize individuals assumed to be in control of their environment. You get what you deserve. Yeah, that's time tested.
That's
Turns
freaking
out-
universal.
Yeah, it's fucking
Mhm.
universal. It's an accepted truth because it's a fucking truth. It's the reality that we observe all around us on a day-to-day basis, that if you work hard, you will not be impoverished, right? You may be impoverished for a time. You won't stay impoverished. It turns out that people who have jobs, they may go through rough times, but that people who are committed to working their asses off never remain impoverished, that you will have a pretty decent life. Like that's statistically speaking, right? You can look this shit up. We have numbers that back that up, right? It's not just some asserted belief like, oh, I think this sounds like it could be true, guys. Why would you demonize something that we can statistically prove, right? That yes, it turns out that you are, as a general rule, in free countries that allow you to make your decisions for yourself, which is that's about as good as it gets. That's America. That's the standard, right? That you're about as free as you can possibly get in America. People overall are the wealthiest. This is the wealthiest place you can go. Even impoverished people still have a fucking cell phone.
Oh my gosh, can I just tell you, and I had explained this to people, the poorest among us in the United States live like kings compared to other countries.
Yep.
Yes.
It's I can't even, like, I was looking at pictures of like Haiti not too long ago. And looking at some of these like neighborhoods, it's like poverty that it's I couldn't even freaking picture that happening.
People making
all.
dirt cakes.
Dirt. It's just like, corrugated roofs. There's no toilet. There's no electricity. It's like, come on, people living here in the US, what? It's just like you get cell phone, TV, possibly 2, sometimes 3. Come on. No, it's like we really, the poorest among us live like kings, in other places. And I'm actually going to slash this history thing here, which cracks me up, based on Northern European immigrants' experiences in the United States. Okay, that was the majority of the population here. Heavy focus on the British Empire. Well, duh, we were formerly a British colony, so yeah.
Lorena, you can't just say truth to these people like that.
I know it's like offensive, but it's like they have people so wrapped up in emotion, because that's the argument that that they'll make this. That they're so wrapped up in emotion that they can't see the logic, and that's why when you stuff up, you can't always come at them with the logic hammer to bang them over the head with a little bit. You kind of do have to come from the emotional standpoint. Why are you happy with being inferior? Who told you that you were inferior?
Yeah.
Who told you that? They said, oh, well, it's white supremacy. It's like, no, I reject that fact that somebody is better than me simply because it's white, because they're white.
And who asserts that? Nobody asserts that. Nobody asserts that.
No one does, but they buy into it because it's all about control. The people who are making the money off of having people agitated, they don't want that finance. They don't want that money train cut off.
Yeah,
they don't.
If you think anybody who sits there and pats you on the back and poor babies you as a lifestyle, and look, I'm not saying we don't all go through high times, because we do, right? We're people. All of us are gonna suffer at one point or another, and you would look to your friends and your family and that support structure, which this fucking piece of shit demonizes, by the way. You would look to that support structure to get you through those rough times. But if you are talking about a government system or systems put in place to pat you on the back and poor baby you for the entirety of your life because you're so minuscule and diminished and weak and helpless, and you can't do it on your own. You need us to make it better for you, because the world's a big, bad, scary place.
Poor you.
Poor you.
Aww.
anyone that you should be apprehensive and incredibly skeptical of any group that is not your friends and your family that treats you that way. It like as a lifestyle choice, right? Like as a lifestyle, like this is the life you live. Poor baby, you can do no better. Poor like pat you on the hand and sit you down and go, you want a cookie? You want a cookie? Yeah, I'll go make you a cookie. Let's go get a cookie. Anything that treats you infantile and like you are incapable of doing for yourself, you should be highly skeptical of, because they do not see you as having internal value and worth to contribute to the world around you.
Oh, everyone's losing their mind over the time one. No, it gets worse. The more you scroll down, the worse it gets.
Oh my
guys,
God.
Punctuality is a racist. Did you know that?
You better not freaking go to Japan.
What? What? What's
time?
What?
Time. Follow rigid time schedules. Time is viewed as a commodity. Being punctual is whiteness.
Time is a commodity. It's a commodity that you have a limited amount of. You like at best you're gonna get like 100 years of that shit if you work really hard to keep yourself fit. It is the biggest commodity you possess. You have nothing that you should value more than your time. What the fuck? What moron wrote this?
Yes, it gets worse.
Like, put this on paper.
You know what? I have to say, I bet you it's some freaking Karen who wrote this. I mean, really?
Oh, it's definitely someone that's white. There's no way.
Because there's just,
Oh my God. I just hear like all my relatives just freaking screaming, like, what dumb heifer put this together?
Big facts. Near my mom saying that.
It's based on economic status, power, and like, hell yeah, that's pretty much worldwide.
Women's beauty is based on blonde and thin Barbie look. Did y'all ever get that back? Like, what?
That may have been true at one time, but that was a long time ago, and that has changed over time. Basically, you just freaking need to be hot, regardless.
Yeah. Hard work is bad. Working before play. If you didn't meet your goals, you didn't work hard.
Hard work. All the Jamaicans just started screaming and yelling right now. If you're telling them that, they shouldn't work hard.
Respecting authority. Oh no, that's an illegalism.
And they wonder why people get shot in the fucking street, because there's no respect for authority anymore. None whatsoever.
None.
Planning for the future, delayed gratification is always better.
Future orientation is a bad idea. You know what, guys? Here's the thing. I got an idea. Okay, let's see how my landlord feels about this. Okay, instead of planning for my future rent check, which I know is going to be due every month on the 1st, instead of planning for that, I'm gonna go and buy a ton of Playboy magazines with boys in stupid lingerie on the front cover.
That makes sense.
And I'm gonna paper the walls of this apartment complex that this apartment and this apartment complex that I don't own, by the way. I'm going to literally paper the walls. Not just paper, I'm gonna like glue them onto the walls. Okay. And so after a few months of not planning for or paying my bills, I'm going, when they come to remove me and then sue me for having damaged the property by pasting heavily implied porn on the fucking walls, because I've desecrated the property, I'm going to direct them to the Smithsonian paper here. And I'm going to tell them that I was not worried or planning for the future, nor was I concerned about delayed gratification of having a paying for an apartment and then having a place to live, right? Or having them. I wasn't worried about all that, because the Smithsonian told me that I did not need to be concerned with these things, that these things were inherently racist. And I was just doing my part to combat racism in the world.
Yeah, of course.
That's what I'm going to tell my landlord. And the judge when she sues me for desecrating the property. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Thinking about the future was a bad idea.
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
What the fucking fuck? No one says win at all costs. If I went out and I cut the fucking ankle of the other competitors, that would be win at all costs. And that tends to break the fucking rules. Win at all reasonable costs? Try your best. Do your best.
One is bad. Intent counts. Hey guys, our intent doesn't matter anymore. Context? Who the fuck cares about that
I
anymore?
didn't mean to rob you, but I robbed your ass anyway, but I didn't mean to, right?
I didn't mean to.
So that shouldn't count for something, right?
It was my place.
I didn't mean to hit you with my car. I'm going to jail for vehicular manslaughter
Several
anyway.
Oh my freaking God.
Let's get backing up and hitting
Protect property and entitlements. That's probably one of the most dangerous ones I see on here.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the problem with this. You can no longer protect your property and your entitlements when you can't prove or claim ownership over something that you've paid for, that you've done your due diligence to possess reasonably, right? And it no longer belongs to you. People can take whatever they want, and your government can walk in and they can acquire your stuff because you forgo property and entitlements. You have no right to them. You sucked on the teat of government and you said, I'm not worried about protecting my property. Why is that even on there? What moron thought that was a good thing to put on there? Why? What?
Probably a communist.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
It's the only person I can think of that would be okay with that.
Who would be okay with, having somebody roll up on your property and take your stuff?
Somebody who doesn't own anything.
Yeah, you got to put it there.
Somebody who has no intention of ever owning anything, of ever doing what is required to own something, to rightfully possess something. Someone
who works in a museum. Works in a museum.
Never thought through the implications of everything being handed to everyone. If no one ever has a reason to earn anything for themselves and to possess anything, then why the hell should they work for it? If everything will be handed to you by the government, then why the hell should I do anything about it? That is how you bankrupt a country. That is how you send its citizens into destitution, and that is how you set everything on fucking fire. Protect property and title. What the fucking fuck?
Oh my God.
So bad. And they have their little watermark at the bottom too. They're proud of it. Not proud enough to make it bigger.
This is some bull. The King's
Don't show
English
emotion.
rules. Yeah.
Being polite.
Conceal, don't feel, don't let them know.
Written tradition. Are you kidding me?
Okay, now, all right. This one cracks me up because yes, traditionally with Black people in the United States, up until I want to say, 1900s, whatever, most knowledge was communicated orally because that's just a traditional thing. That's why it was so frustrating when I was trying to trace my family. Nobody wrote any freaking thing down. People just talked. My grandfather was like, I really want you to have it written down because none of this is written down. And it's all like passed on, between, generations, and it's all verbal. Like if you've ever seen like the movie, the miniseries Roots, where Alex Haley is like talking to people in his family because they didn't write anything down. Some of them couldn't write, but they would keep reciting certain stories that they would hear. But it's just like, look, that's completely changed. You can write a whole bunch of stuff down, and there's a lot of people researching their families like me who happen to be Black who write all of that crap down. It's ridiculous. It's, oh my God. It's
I don't understand why written tradition should be heralded as a bad thing. It's not as if it denigrates oral tradition. Oral tradition is beautiful in and of itself. It can be very reliable. I mean, like Jewish history was oral tradition for a long time, right? And that was maintained pretty well. But they went through the work and the effort of making sure that nobody taught it unless they knew it, right? Like you had to do certain things to even be allowed to pass on oral tradition, right? Oral oral tradition can be a beautiful, wonderful, accurate way of conveying tradition. But that doesn't mean that written tradition is inherently a bad thing, right?
Exactly.
2 things can be true at once. 2 things can exist right alongside each other. You know, they can, and neither has to denigrate the other. There's nothing wrong with oral tradition. There's nothing bad about it. There's also nothing wrong with written tradition. There's nothing bad about it. They're fine. They both fine. What the fuck's the problem? Fuck. Why is this on here? Fuck.
Why is any of this on here?
I say, oh god, it can make my freaking head explode, because it's like, oh, we need to satisfy all of our SJW communist donors who helped put this freaking museum together. So we need to put out crap like this. It's you know what, it gets on my nerves, and it's disgusting, because then you have people from foreign countries who think that, you know, Black people over here, this is how we think.
Yes.
I don't understand why avoid conflicts on here either. It's pretty important to me. Avoid conflict. It's under communication. Avoid conflict. Why the hell would you not want to avoid? Like, they can play this game, not the same
I know
fucking
plenty
thing.
of people I know are just like, oh, conflict, yeah, let's go for it. We need to have this out.
But avoiding conflict is, generally speaking, a way of preventing things from escalating, right? If you don't otherwise you have a bunch of people stabbing each other over fucking stealing the covers in the night. Like, this is like, how do you maintain a civilized society? You avoid unnecessary conflict. And when conflict does arise, you have level-headed people who enter into it in a conscientious way about how to resolve the conflict, as opposed to feel better about the conflict. That's the difference. Feeling better, and I'm sorry, but the minute that you allow someone's emotional state to take over how we deal with conflict, you immediately allow things to escalate. And I'm sorry, but you wind up with an uncivilized society where people stab each other over stupid shit. Have you ever seen somebody get stabbed? It's ugly. It's scary. No. It's disgusting. It's an awful thing to witness. Like, honestly, I would rather be shot than stabbed. It's a really bloody, gory thing to be stabbed. But I'm sorry, conflict, when people wind up in conflict easily, right? Which is something that this is advocating for. Don't avoid conflict, right? People are going to grab their fucking kitchen knives and stab each other regularly. That's just going to fucking happen. You're worried about school shootings? Yeah, there's a terrible, horrible thing. I'm worried about mom stabbing dad in the kitchen because he fucking wouldn't get out and she'd had enough. I'm sorry, but that's a thing when you allow your emotions to rule everything.
Oh yeah, it's I listened to the show. It's the Adam and Sid show, and they talk a lot about people and their elephants, which elephant is like your emotions, and people letting their elephants control like the writer instead of, and the writer is like the logical portion of the brain. And so many people are encouraging nowadays for people to just let their elephants rampage through, and they're just like, it's okay because that's what's happening, and that's how they feel, and their feelings are taking precedent over logic and reason. And it's like,
maybe that's what my comic book should be about. Just a murder hobo who goes around just like...
I didn't get that transition. Walk me through that, girl.
Wow.
Just someone who allows their emotions to control. Like, a murder hobo is a D&D description of someone who anytime they wind up in conflict with someone, any NPCs, non-playable characters, anytime they wind up in conflict with NPCs in the game, they just fucking murder them. They're like, fuck this, and they stab them, and that's the end of that. Problem solved, right? And it's actually a thing. It's actually a meme in D&D. You call them murder hobos because they're constantly just like stabbing shit to get it out of their way and to deal with it, right? Like they go, what? That price is outrageous. You want 2 copper for this scrap of parchment? Fuck you! And then they stab them, and then it's like the DM's like, what the fuck are you doing? And everybody else in the party is like, stop! It gets really fucking out of hand.
Okay,
Murder hobo
is going in my mental Rolodex here in the data bank. I have to use that one.
Maybe that's what my comic book should be about, is a murder hobo. That's
I
like,
say go for it.
Yes, do it now. You must do it. But yeah, that was my little that was the thing I wanted to share. I was so excited to share with y'all because I had never actually sat down and read it. I'd heard about it. I'd heard other people talk about it, but I'd never like sat down and gone through it. And it's worse when you're going through it yourself.
Oh yeah.
It's so much worse. But holy fuck. Well, we're at about 2 hours, 17 minutes. I have a couple more super chats I would like to read, and then I'm going to ask y'all to shill for yourselves because fuck yes. Shilling for yourself.
I'll be right back. I'm getting a call from China. Be right back.
What? Wow.
Get that China money. Matt G. tipped twice again. Thank you so much. $1 a piece.
Yes.
I have to be honest. I think the nuclear family died in the 90s before any SJW interference. It's tied to how much the baby boomer generation destroyed the country for better or worse in the 60s and tried to act like they didn't. Interesting. I had never heard that take before.
Yeah, I've heard it. That baby boomers have just turned so much stuff upside down. And some people think it's because, that their parents, because they've seen so much go on with like World War I and World War II, they were kind of like less lenient and which produced, the baby boomers who, not all of them, but the general consensus is to be that they seem to be just the most self-centered generation out there. They're nothing like the greatest generation who seem to be very selfless and family-oriented. The baby boomers seem to be very selfish and want everything, for themselves. And, the hell with you. Hell with y'all. Y'all can just keep paying taxes, pay for all the stuff we want to do. And we'll just spend, I'm not going to go on my political rant, but that's pretty much it. I'm going to stop there.
All right. That's a problem with doing something about a situation. Then if that's true, why are you writing this? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why they fucking...
Nah, just, we're woke. We're great. We love minorities.
Stunning and brave.
Apparently I'm late on my student loans. I didn't know that I had gone to college.
You got just to have fun.
The government is now after me, Lorena. They're after me.
The Chinese government is after
Chinese government. That's
that you didn't
seriously when it popped up. It said China mainland. It literally says China mainland on my incoming calls list.
That's amazing.
But the U.S. government is after me for my unpaid student loans, and if I don't want to go to jail, I need to contact them right away. That's what they fucking said on the call. I was like, I don't think the U.S. government cares about whether or not I pay my student loans.
No,
and even if they did, they wouldn't call from China.
No. God.
Interesting. The Chinese government, on behalf of the United States government, is asking for you to go ahead and pay your student loans for the college debt.
For a college that I didn't go to. And or you're going to go to jail? How are they going to? How are the Chinese out? Like, but I better get right on that.
Take you in a Chinese gulag.
You should have told them, let Bill Clinton's wife go first.
It was a really robotic recorded voice. So
that's amazing. Oh my god. Oh, and thank you for Anonymous who tipped $1 but didn't say anything. Thank you so much.
I'm in love with the stripper. Sorry.
Speaking of, Mary,
I know that song.
Mary, would you like to show for yourself? And you just started singing.
No, they threw the single at you.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Dumb.
No, you're not. Say that about yourself.
Didn't even put two and two together. Damn it, Mary, save me. Show for your shit.
I got 2 snorts out of her today, guys. 2 snorts from Eris.
Oh my gosh.
Chill for your shit, woman.
Oh, shill. I'm shilling.
Chill.
Yeah. Mary B. Mayhem, Disruptor Narrative Whammon card holder. Find me in my channel. Or talk about news and news stuff. Tonight, I have a guest. Literature Devil is going to be joining me. This evening. Oh my God. I'm so excited. We're going to be talking House of Dragon.
Ooh,
I'm super excited about.
Wait for that.
Hey, you feel free to say no if you've got other shit, or even if you just don't want to, Lorena. But if you want to join us for that conversation, like even just that part of the conversation, that's totally fine. You're welcome and invited, but no pressure. And then
I gotta eat.
no worries. It's just out
Food,
there.
holy food.
And then we'll be talking about the fetishization of cat women. And so Zoe Kravitz. Don't look at me like that.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
I didn't know I was fetishized. I can't.
Cat women has been fetishized and she doesn't like it. So maybe don't sign that contract, ho.
Maybe don't wear that latex, bitch.
You can find that tonight over my channel here in about an hour and a half or so.
Nice. Nice.
And then, we're going to be, hanging out there tonight with Lit Dev. And he's just great. I love him and he's awesome. And he knows what a murder hobo is. So that's
a murder hoe? I would hope so.
Murder hobo. Murder hoe.
Okay.
He plays Dee Dee. See, if Mandy had been here, she would have gotten the murder hobo reference. She would have known exactly what the hell I was talking about right away. She would have been like, ha! That would have been great.
Well, maybe Mandy can come on and laugh at your jokes for you.
You know what, Eris? I don't need your shit.
Too bad. Too bad you're my friend. You're going to get punched.
I don't have to take this.
You can leave.
She's over there with arms folded. Yeah, you kind of do.
Lorena, take it away.
Oh, well, folks, I'm Lorena Creole, and let's see, what, man, I don't even have my schedule up. I'm like, freaking
no.
Hang on. I gotta pull my schedule
Hold on,
up.
pause.
Let's see. What the heck is tomorrow? Thursday. Oh gosh, I'm actually off on Thursday. Friday, 12 noon. I will have my lunch table show with Fat Steven Seagal as my co-host, and our special guest is going to be Trey Michael. So he is an artist, comic artist. So he's going to be on my show Friday. And Saturday at 6:30 p.m., I am going to be streaming live from Universal Studios Orlando. We are going to Hogsmeade and we are going to see some Death Eaters and Dementors who are going to be out. So
nice.
Check that out. Yeah.
Do we want to tell everybody where the Babedom Menace is held next week while we've got them here?
Heck yeah. It's going to be on my channel next week.
Insert dab here.
Yay. So, is it same time, different channel? Is that about
same
right?
time, different bat channel.
Time, say a different bat channel.
Different bat channel.
Got you, different channel. Yeah.
You know what? I should see if I can find somebody who can actually do that voice. Same bat time, different Babedom channel. And just like we're like
copyright nuked from the heavens. You played a single note from this other thing. You must die now. Not allowed. Oh shit. And I have my usual show on Saturday at 2 p.m. CST. What are we talking about? Fuck if I know.
You know, show up and you find the fuck out. How about that?
I I've been forgetting to talk to my co-host about it till like the night or day of. So it's like, oh yeah, we should probably talk about what we would be talking about today.
You're fine.
Maybe. Whatever. Anyway, everyone's links are in the description. Thank y'all for like being here, and then also the tip jar thing was really fun and cool. And thank y'all so much for that. Y'all are really generous and nice and kind. Thank you. Yay.
Nice.
Well, we're gonna see y'all some other time in the future. Possibly next week. I don't know why I said sometime, but possibly next week.
Next week, 5
Probably
p.m.
got some
Eastern,
decent time.
Babedom Menace on my
Yeah.
channel.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
yes. Way better at this than I am. Good night, everyone. Bye. Thank you for reading.
Oh my
God. Bye. Oh fuck.
Yay! Oh my
I
god.
forgot we're